Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Every man has a game. And you know what made me think about this? Because every now and then you get some guys like, I don't play games. I'm just straight up with the women. Straight up, I don't do nothing like that. That's your game, fam. That's your game. Because what it is, everybody has something they do to try to get women. Everybody. Now, they don't always call it game, but it's still a strategy. Even that dude who, might have the look. Usually it's the looks. Usually it's the look or something or looks, whatever. Even if that guy who's totally passive, right? And he's just whatever about him, like he don't do anything, he don't approach women, he might be kind of introverted, yet women hand him the poo, like women get aggressive with him, like women will come up to him and talk. And he might say, I don't use game, I don't. That's still game. And that's something I had to learn. Because at first, there was a time I said, hey, I don't need no games. Ain't no game in this. You just be yourself. You just sit over in the corner. I say that now. You just sit in the corner. That's still game. Whatever strategy a man uses to get a woman is game. Right? You get guys, and not to say it is always successful. Because when a guy, I'm going to tell you what, nice guys got game. Let me say that again. Nice guys got game. They just don't have good game. What's their game? Their game is being nice. What they do when they get to a beautiful woman, right? They see a beautiful woman. They try to kill her with kindness. They'll, and then when it fails, then they'll say, oh, they just want Pookie and Ray Ray, or in the white community, Bubba, Think about it. No, seriously, think about it. That's their game, though. It just don't work as well, right? And even then, even if it does work, sometimes it does work. You get that woman, she been ran through enough, and she said, I want me a nice guy. All of a sudden, a nice guy, I'm here. Or the white knight game. That's another one. They come to the woman's aid and try to, they'll defend, the women against other men and stuff. Even if the woman has done something to warrant some criticism. But that's a game. Because when a man does that, when he does that white knight thing, what he want? He wants a reward. He ain't doing it out the kindness of his heart. He wants that woman to see that he's all right guy, and he wants her, to spread those legs, just like the dude gonna go walk right up to her and tell her he wants the pussy. But see, that's what they're going to do. Like I peeped this one guy. Like he was it was on a Facebook group or something. He was criticizing one of my articles that broke O'Shea's site, right? The Negro Manosphere, right? I better stop saying that. O'Shea get mad at me and stuff because he got to spend money every time I break the site. I might break it one time. I had to give him some money. I say, dude, just fix it. I might just give him. I might do that. I know he probably listened to this. I'm probably, hey, O'Shea, you know what? I'm gonna break your site again. I'm gonna just give you the money beforehand to fix it. Anyway, right? This dude was he was going in on me, right? It was a group. It was like one of those Facebook groups that got mostly women, and so he was talking about my article and talking all this bad stuff. And I started to say something. I say, dude, stop trying to impress these women, man. This dude's saying some stuff about me, like, oh, he ain't this or that, and this motherfucker don't know me. Because if he if he knew me and knew about me, he'd know that everything he said was like totally incorrect. But I let it go. But because I knew what the game was he was running. He was like, oh, I'm this great guy. Like that white knight game, that's definitely a game. Because it feels like crazy. Because what happens usually, the guys try to run it. They try to like, oh, I'm a male feminist or, I believe in everything. Oh, yeah, black woman's God. Or, y'all some goddesses. Or, women should be in charge and everything, right? And then when they don't get no poo behind it, then shoot, they looking at all these dating coach videos, figuring out what to do. Trying to get a different type of game. They just switching up a type of game. Like I said, everybody has something. Even the guy using money. That's a game. That's a game. Like I said, they don't, it works somewhat to the extent that you'll get like an acculturated prostitute or something. But that's still a game. Like everything, any strategy, if I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. Some guy, I would challenge a guy to come on here and say that ain't a game. Because like I said earlier, even if a guy's totally passive, introverted, but somehow get pussy behind it, that's a game. Or a guy who gets a lot of sympathy pussy. And that type of guy, that's an interesting type of game too. Probably need to do a video on that one. You get a lot of dudes who get pity sex out there. Like his shit is just so pitiful. And in fact, I'm gonna give y'all some free game now. The pity sex game is very simple, but it's tough. And a dude running it might get some pussy like once a year or something, like just from some hoe. She already fuck everybody else, but she'll fuck him. No, pity sex thing is just like the dude is pitiful, can't get any pussy, women ain't feeling him, but he might have a couple women who know him, and he's just a nice enough guy. Like he's like a genuinely nice guy. He might even, in some cases might be, I'll say socially slow, right? But he a cool, he a cool guy. He a nice guy. He don't have any malice or something. You get some women, they say, I'm gonna get this motherfucker some pussy. Like, they ain't in love with him, anything like that. And usually a woman got a little bit of hoe in her. They ain't in love with the dude or anything. And they definitely don't see him as select. But they'll just say, he's good. He ain't getting none. I'll give him a little something here. Like I said, it's usually a hoe type of woman who will do that. Because, a lot of those hoes actually got big hearts. All right? But that's their game. Now, you get somebody who gets slick with it. They might get good at it. They say, oh, hold up. If I act like a sad sack, but I'm just generally nice and everything, shit, I might get some. And, that might be good for some cats. That'd be good. That might be good for some cats or something like that. Because trust me, and when I say that pity sex thing, I really do need to do a video on that one, right? But every man has it. I don't care what they say. I mean, they could be like super religious. That's their game because they expect that to work, they a pious gentleman, so they expect to get like the finest woman or at least a decent woman because he's like, I read my Bible every day. I read my Quran every day. I read, I pour my libations every day, because like I said, once again, people might use it, but it don't mean it's effective. And I would say what dating coaches do, it might be, you might need to clarify it a bit more. What the dating coaches do is not so much give you game, but give you effective game. And that might be the term that we may need to use from now on with the dating coaches, because everybody got it. Anything the man uses, he automatically got it. He don't have to be taught game, because he got something. But what he has to be taught is effective game that gets him what he wants, right? That he's not losing all the time with women, right? And that's one thing people have to look at, every man has to look at it. They have game already, but do they have effective game? That's what they have to look at. And they have to see what they do, even if they only use the word game. I'm using the word game, that's slang, and, there's always somebody come against it, but we could say strategy. You gotta look at, is the strategy working? Now you presenting your money and everything to a woman and your status, and it ain't working. There was a point I was doing that. And I was like, because of, the educational background and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, you should want me. I'm a prize. Women, and I was feeling some women. But then, when I really started hitting the gym hard, that's when I started feeling a lot more. It's like what I was doing just totally different. So I had game. When I was doing the money and status thing, I had game. But it wasn't as effective, right? I still had to do a lot just to get in the panties, right? Then when I changed up, that wasn't using the money and status thing, but just kind of chilling, but I had a nice body. Shoot, that game was more effective. So anyway, right? Remember that every man has game, not necessarily effective game. All right. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all. Talk to you later. Peace.